Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dawn and Dreams. It is your lady, Miss Z. Thank you so much for tuning into another video. How are you guys doing? How are you? So we haven't did a casting in a while, but I heard I had to do one. And finally, I have the strength and energy to get this done, okay? So I hope that you're ready to speak to your ancestors today. So this reading is going to be a little bit different, and I always want to do something different every time that we come to them because they have a lot of information for us to give and receive. So today I'm asking you to pick between two ancestors. And by the way, this type of reading, bone casting, ancestor bone casting, should I say, is available on my website. So if you're interested in this type of reading, you can get this, or you can get a regular card reading with me. Also, I have new protection items that will be coming out probably by the end of this week. So I advise you to check that out if you're needing ancestor protection. Also, dream catchers as well. Okay. So that will be on dawnanddreams.com and the link will be below. All right. So anyway, so these are the two ancestors that I wanted to work with for today, or that are allowing me to work with them, should I say. This is the ancient unknown ancestor. This is the ancestor of magic, okay? So you're going to pick between which one you feel most drawn to, and we're going to get a spiritual message, spiritual progress support, and any other messages that they have to give us. So don't just pick, the ancestor of magic just because I said magic, all right? Or the indigenous ancestor. Don't just pick him, all right? You want to pick based on which one you are drawn most to, or which face you feel more comfortable with which mass is drawing you in more. So the ancient unknown ancestor. This is the ancestor that you may not know, that is deep within your heritage, that's helping you. Or you can pick the indigenous ancestor, just what represents doing indigenous practices, magic, and things like that. Okay? So we're going to do one or two. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the ancient unknown ancestor. As a matter of fact, I'm going to collect all of them. Ancestors, my ancestors are already present because I just got through doing a reading. So I don't really have to call on them again, but I kind of like doing that on camera. I miss doing that. Needing more clarity in your life, needing to look out the window more. What's out there for you? Are you hiding behind the window? Are you really getting out there and seeing what's in the world? Oh, wow. Yeah, the ancestor elder standing up. This could be a woman figure. If that's what it comes off as, a woman walking with you. And she has something to show you. Follow your guidance. Follow your lead. When you get a lead to go somewhere or to do something, follow it. You never know where that's going to take you. You never know what she's going to show you. Yeah, you got an ancestor present. Matter of fact, there are a lot of ancestors around you. A lot. And funny that this is the Ancient Unknown Ancestors reading, and he came up in this read. I say he, but it could be definitely a she, and it feels more like a she. But they're present in the session. And funny thing is, your ancestors work together in guiding you. This ancestor wants you to focus more on life. You got chasing the sunset. It's kind of like you follow the rules. You follow the protocol so much that you forget how to just be free. When you complete cycles in your life, sometimes it's time to move on. If you have Oya here, Oya brings change. So if you've been seeing a lot of thunderstorms and rain, and I know that, in different places, well, I can't say that because in different places, Oya will bring storms and rain and things of that nature. Take that as a sign that change needs to come into your life. Necessary change. Things are being washed away. And some things get washed away with the tide, but that's okay. If friends are walking away from your life, if things are just kind of washing away, that's fine. Make room for new things. Make room for new stuff in your life. Quit being in that same box that you placed yourself in. Like, I can only have this amount of friends. I can only be with this certain person. And I'm not saying leave your partner if you got a good one. I'm just saying those who need to hear that, if you are putting yourself in a boxed life to where you need to escape from that same reality, but you keep putting yourself back into that reality, you'll never grow. You'll never chase the sunset. There are billions of people out there for you to meet, friendship wise, connection wise, um, colleague wise. I don't even know what the word I was looking for, but I'm just speaking because it needs to come out. But there's just many bonds to be made. You will run into a lot more things when you stop putting so much restriction on who's supposed to be in your life or what's supposed to be in your life. Because a lot of cycles, honestly, you have completed. Like, you've mastered this. Let's take it a step further. You're like, no, 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 I haven't mastered that. I'm not ready yet. No, you're ready. You're ready because the opportunity is there. You also have needing to take care of yourself more. You have patience with your soul mission and path and structure, but they're asking you to follow your soul mission. Follow that guide that leads you. The funny thing is, you're so invested in the desert when you could be near the Nile River right now. It's like not seeing the value, not seeing the value in overcoming things because you have ancestors working with you about overcoming loss and overcoming, things that no longer served you. They are working with you. Like, it's okay. It's okay to let that go. I promise you, when all is lost, it's not all lost, okay? It's not. The sacrifice right here in your reading is giving up, giving up that constant role of faking it till you make it. Right now, you're in the energy of being who you truly are. And this relates to your spiritual progress. So it's the funny thing is you gain so much, you've worked so hard to make these connections. They want to put you in a better position and take you a step further. But they're only going to go as far as you go because you're the vessel, you're the body. The ancestors don't control you. They guide you. They try to put up roadblocks, but at the end of the day, you are still the vessel. So if you still want to make the mistake, or you still want to go in that same cycle, that's still your free will. You know, I've had the ancestors block me many times, and thank the divine, you know, I took the message after the fifth time that they were actually blocking me from something. And then as soon as I realized I was being blocked, I realized how, you know, I was in error, or I don't know what it was. I think it was a scam. And it was like, wow, you know, listen. Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at this bone, didn't even pay attention. Okay. So there's fear of the unknown, but the unknown can only take you further. If you still reach for the things that you know, how can you ever get to the place of the unknown? The ancient unknown ancestor comes from the unknown, okay? You know it's somewhere in your lineage. And the ancient ancestor represents somebody very, very powerful in your ancestry. All you have to do is search. And you may not find a name, you may not find a photo, but you can pick up on their energy. It feels like a force that you know, but at the same time, it may not be by name. But you should still recognize that ancestor, and this ancestor thanks you up. It's hard for me to speak because I'm speaking through the ancestors as well. But it's like the ancestor is thanking you, like, thank you for acknowledging me. Thank you for choosing me to speak. Because that's you giving the knowledge. That's you saying, hey, I'm okay with the unknown. Not all ancestors you've met. But that doesn't mean it didn't take, you know, a million ancestors just to make you. Because it did. So when you acknowledge those ancestors, you make your team even more powerful. And you do have a powerful team right here. Because there are not a lot of ancestors being acknowledged. You even have a recent ancestor that passed on. And this very well could have been a woman, okay? Because this elder is standing up. And she's like the grandma. The grandma, or just someone who was a wise soul, okay? She's standing up. Let's get one last card. Not a card. Like I've been just pulling cards or something. But let me get a card just on their energy, what they want to say. Anything else? Anything else, ancestors, that you want to speak on? But you do have the number 3. 3 is potent in your life right now. 3 is of completion. You've completed a cycle. It's time to go forward. You have death. You've completed a cycle. Just what I said. It's ended. Now it's time to start new beginnings. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed your talking to this ancestor, as in he or she, I'm gonna say he or she has enjoyed you. All right, so let's wipe the floor, and now we're going to do the ancestor of magic here. Okay, those of you who chose the ancestor of magic, and I'm gonna spray the bones just so the energy is clear. I'm here, we got a lot to talk about. Hope it don't get me here too long. Okay, ancestor of magic. The ancestors of the shaman, the indigenous, the medicine women, the medicine man, the warrior, the witch, the wizard, the indigenous magic. I honestly see somebody doing some type of initiation. So some of you may be going through either personal initiations, or you're actually going to be going through with initiation. Okay. Music will be important for you. um Music, dancing is all a form of channeling your ancestors. That's why a lot of tribes, that's why a lot of indigenous cultures, they participate in music and sound, dancing around. It's not just for the show of it, it is actually a spirit channeling. It is channeling the ancestors, and you could do that as well with this ancestor, to even channel their energy more through your rituals, through your practices, through your spell work. Okay, because I'm seeing a lot of dancing, music, rhythm, things like that are all incorporated into the spell work, or the things that we do, the root work, things like that. It needs to be incorporated in your practices. Don't feel ashamed to start dancing around, putting on your music. Do not feel ashamed. You know, I get in here, I have to do it too. You know, I don't do it like that, but I'm just saying I'm very, very comfortable with music. Even in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go out and, parlay unless you just have a tribe or something that you've already associated with. But have no shame. This is something that was done before you, and it needs to continue to be done, because again, it channels these ancestors to come into your home, and it also channels the energy of the ancestor that you're using, that you're calling on. So if that ancestor was familiar with magic, if that ancestor was familiar with root work or hoodoo or whatever you participate in, you channel them that way, because you start to lose yourself. And most people will call this spirit possession, but you can call it what you want. It's all the same to me. It's all about channeling that ancestor and allowing them to give you wisdom, allowing them to give you knowledge. A lot of times, if you actually research some of this stuff, and it is available online too, but I mean, it's always better to see it in person. But anyway, if you see some of this stuff, it is loosening up your spirit. It is going into a trance. When you dance, when you go to the club to shake your behind, you go into a trance, you're feeling good. That's all the same thing, okay? You're going into a trance and you're feeling good. You're picking up on the spirit. Even if you're in church, when people catch the Holy Spirit, okay? A lot of people don't catch it because a lot of people don't be in that energy. I don't feel like I've ever caught it like that before, but you see people go into these deep trances because they're losing their self. They're allowing things to come in. They're allowing things to channel through their energy so that their ancestors may speak, so that they get a message, so that they can better incorporate that into their work. So that's just a channel message for you, because I had to get that out. But anyway, so let's see what else is here. Well, this ancestor wants you to know that you're on the right path. A lot of times you may have regrets, but again, have no shame in what you're doing. There is an ancestor connected to you that recently passed on as well. An ancestor of knowledge also connected to you too. So you may be receiving stories, you may be downloading information. That's really important for you right now, downloading the information that you receive. When you get to the point that I'm at, everything is a message. Everything. Now, we can't always write everything down, but everything that you take in is a message. If my cards fall all over the place, it's a message. If they're all structured, they don't want to shuffle, it's a message. Everything about my stuff is a message. You have to start translating those messages, because that's how you're going to form that communication. You do need to focus on feminine energy and taking care of yourself, feeling like you're beautiful or handsome if the men are watching this. Understanding how abundant you are. Okay. You could be working yourself to death. You do need to slow down. And not slow down as in stop what you're doing, but slow down as in just have a more balance in your life to where you are resting enough. Because this one is about working, and she actually broke a part of this reading, so it's kind of like, and it's by the feminine too. So basically, it means just take care of yourself better, value yourself better, because if you're all slumped over, if you're all drained, what good are you to do spiritual work? What good are you to do the bidding of your ancestors? What good are you to do the bidding of yourself? How can you truly be invested in something when you don't have the energy to do it? You can, but if you have more energy, things become more powerful. So they just want you to have a little bit of balance. Hmm. Gather your commitment as well. When you do something, commit yourself to it. When you start something, when you start a journey, commit yourself to it. Don't worry about what nobody else thinks. Commit yourself to it. If you took a stand at work and said, you know what, after a year I'm leaving, stick to it. Because when you put that energy out in the universe and you say that's what you're going to do, that means you're going to manifest things to be more so in alignment with your life. And you're going to make that happen. Don't wait till that year. At the end of the year, you're like, oh, I got to stay at this job. I got to. And I mean, I'm not saying do reckless stuff, but a lot of times you may make goals for yourself. And then when it's time to make the goal, when it's time to just leave it behind, you're like, oh, no, I'm going to give it another opportunity. But they just want you to more so stick with your goals because you're on to something. When you say this is it, after this last time, I'm not letting you, sleep in my house anymore without paying. Don't go back on your word a month later. You're on to something. You own to something because you know this person is a leech. Stick to what you feel you are invested in. Stick to your principles. It's like you try really hard not to let everything fall apart. But if you are overstraining yourself, things are going to fall apart anyway. So before that happens, you just want to find more balance within yourself. You still have chasing your dreams is important. You are following your soul mission, but you need more protection of your energy. You need more grounding in the area of your energy because your energy is just all over the place if you are always strained. Because that means your energy getting tugged this way, that way, the other way. And then you're like, I need protection, and you're not going to get it because there's too many places. You're dedicating yourself to so many things. You're not even concerned about yourself at that point. But when you take a stand and you value yourself, you are protecting yourself. You are protecting your energy. And the ancestor can come in and say, yes, I will protect, you, your family, but I'm not going to protect, you draining your energy to this place, that place, and the other. Because you're willingly giving it, even though we're telling you, hey, enough is enough, right? So energy is really, really important for you to work on right now as far as this ancestor. Also channeling energy. Honestly, you, even though you are calling on the ancestor of magic, I don't feel like you're utilizing this ancestor enough because they didn't show their face. They're still in the reading, but they didn't show their face. Basically, meaning like, you know, some days you may utilize the ancestor, but you can utilize them a lot more. And like I said, it will come from, again, having all your energy and also working on different ways to channel their energy. Because if you allow them to come into your spirit, and I don't mean you got to go into a full possession and nothing like that, but just basically, you know, and it's not really that because the ancestor is a part of you anyway. Whether it's your nose, your eyes, your lips, your feet, the ancestor is a part of you anyway. But in order to channel on that part of yourself, you may have to conjure that energy. So, you know, just find what you're most comfortable with and doing. Even, you know, I can do that too. Even going in prayer, if you feel more comfortable praying and channeling that energy, you can do that as well. But I'm not talking about just that prayer where you're just like, oh, you know, thank you for being here. You good to go. I'm talking about that deep prayer where you're just so in trance, like you don't even hear anybody outside of you calling your name. There's many different ways to do it, but I really feel like you would benefit from music and things like that. But anyway, that is this reading. Okay. We thank the ancestor of magic for coming through to this reading. I thank you for choosing this ancestor to speak to you today. And we release that energy. Again, if you would like this type of reading, it's available online. So I will talk to you guys soon, and you have a great and wonderful day. Peace out.